It's November 25th, 2016. I'm Dana, your host, nuclear proctologist.org. And you can find these videos and Fukushima presentations throughout the entire internet if Dana can get his act together long enough to make it happen. Today is Friday, Skit Day, the day where we burn off some excess frustration. Yeah, we have a plume now hitting North America from the Diachi, not the Doini, but the Diachi nuclear power plants. And let me bring that up for everybody right quick. They don't look like that. They look like the one on the right. Yeah? And so does number 3. They don't look like this is what they're telling you. It actually destroyed. Think about it. Stood a show. It's a half an hour, non-stop rock and roller. We'll start it off with a bang. The 93% of the Germans says, get rid of the nuclear weapons, morons. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about, yeah? Pilgrim? What the frig is a Pilgrim? Oh, it's a nuclear puke machine, mass murder and cancer machine. Critics. Well, around that place, you should be looking for all kinds of things. And when I say all kinds of things, hang on. We are definitely talking about. They should do is they can take the new guy who doesn't have security clearance and dress him as a banana. He could probably get in the Pilgrim. Or he can say he's here cleaning up beer bottles, right? And everybody knows they need all the beer bottles at the nuclear power plant cleaned up. And so he can slip in and make sure that they're doing their job, yeah? Besides, just like a banana. And Pilgrim wants to bring in their own guy, and the other guy doesn't have security clearance. So he can dress as a banana, maybe. Who knows? And the Senate minority wants the billions at this mothball nuclear power plant that they're allegedly were going to spend to knock it back into shape if that was even humanly possible. Well, the problem was they wanted to put a windmill right here, but the nuclear industry wanted $1 billion kickback. Yeah, they wanted $1 billion kickback, basically, for junk. For a junk machine that was only meant to suck the money out of the country and then pollute and kill everybody within 50 square miles over 50 years or more. The Philippines, so they canceled it. And the Philippines can't get rid of their waste that they already got. They mothballed the idea of more plants because... Besides, the Philippines got enough dirty bomb material sitting around, they don't know what to do with it. Right, and that's an interesting question. It's not like a banana, is it? They can't handle the bananas? They can't handle walking in the sunshine? What's wrong with them? They can't handle sleeping next to somebody? Or climbing a mountain? Or flying on airplanes? Or the fact radiation is everywhere? Radiation is good for you. No, because they're talking about stuff that gives you cancer. We're not talking about nuclear industry law. Speaking of which, here's a law and a half coming at you. Peter Thiel. We all know who that is. And he's wrong, is what I'm going to say. If we had kept building, our power grid could have been carbon-free years ago. Yeah, and everybody would be dead. They wanted to build 100 nuclear power plants a year. So Peter Thiel is the epitome of what's wrong with people when they get money. How is nuclear carbon free when you just kill the Pacific Ocean?
The news, while not confirmed by a carcass, might as well be. This is the last picture of J28 taken by Balcom on October 2nd, along with her youngest calf, J54, a male. He says the whales are emaciated, underweight, underfed, and the short supply.
How is nuclear carbon free when you got 3 million children with disabilities in Chernobyl and Ukraine and Belarus? How is nuclear carbon free when Japan is totally destroyed? And that there's 860 million cancers in the first year after the accident. How is it carbon free when you got 15,000 abandoned mines in Navajo? Because it's not your children that are dying? Is that how that works? It is. And the most dilapidated U.S. nuclear power plant, Indian Point, the Hudson River. They told you the tritium. And tritium is 3H from a nuclear reactor. It's it's radiated. It's come in contact with fission product. It's radiated with plutonium, uranium, and all the nasties. The incredible amount of those. Ooh, Indian Point, 60 miles of that place, you got 6 times more breast cancer, 90% more child leukemias. It's hemorrhaging into the Hudson for over 40 years. They got Unit 1 there has been closed permanently. It's been hemorrhaging. They can't do anything with it, a partial meltdown. The site is full of radioactive fuel rods that'll be radioactive for millions of years. That has to be, all of that is vented into your community. The people are eating fish out of the river. Why would you build a nuclear power plant upstream for millions of people? Because you hate people? Not because you're stupid and naive. No, you know what's going to happen because you hate people, yeah? Yeah, they hate us. They hate us so much that Pilgrim, they lied all the way up until it got fun, it got closed. They got nothing. They got so much fuel there. They got enough fuel there to kill every animal, every human that used to be on the planet. Fukushima took care of it. Just one plant, one power site can take us out. Each plant in Japan had 6 reactor cores. So England, Scotland, nuclear reactor, it's shut down, allegedly, because of seaweed. Think about that one. All the seaweed's gone from the coastline. All 700 algae. There's total left on the Canadian coastline was around 29 from the expeditions. We counted in 15,000 miles. It's okay. We got the same PR firms we use for Sellafield. Just tell them it's seaweed. La 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 la, boom boom boom, right on the ocean, sucking up your salt water. 1 billion creatures per glass of water, 1 million gallons a minute per reactor. It's a friggin' nightmare, no matter how you look at it. Look at what the UAE is up to. Women are essential. Slick, eh? Women are essential. No. Oh, you want to work in a nuclear power plant? Oh, no problem. I thought you said driver's license. My bad. Ukraine buys nuclear fuel worth $367 million. Why? Why would you buy so much fuel, I wonder? Well, Mr. D, little dime in the day. Now, I know this is just a wild guess, but it's probably got something to do with the fact that, uranium stocks have hit rock bottom, and they just saved $1 billion or more by doing it that way. Besides, they got tens of thousands of disfigured children from Chernobyl and orphanages they got to power. That's low, Dana. I threw this one in this morning. Slaughters, which is a corporation, got $12 million for Hinkley Point. Yeah, they said they walked in, they kicked a couple of sods, and they said, yeah, looks good, man. Give me my money. This was kickback for other work they had done. Australia gone batshit crazy. This is why nuclear is so crazy. You go steal shit from everybody. Oh, it's nuclear. We gotta take it, man. It's nuclear. Yeah. Flinders Ranges is huge. It's massive. Well, they can have the land back in about 1 million years when the radioactivity decays. What's the big whoop? Right, what's the big whoop? It's going to poison their food and their water and their land for 1 million years. Then it'll be okay. Sheesh. So 1 million years, that's not too long. It'll be okay to get it all back. Here's another one true in there this morning. Sri Lanka from nuclear accidents. Listen, you love this one. The top sentence: maritime areas in the west, east, and north of Sri Lanka are protected from the effects of any nuclear accidents that may occur, and atomic power plants in India. Oh, Jesus. Like you say, you can't make it up, see? These people are batshit crazy. But the forest fires will go 100 miles. You know, the automobile industry pollution, 100 miles, thousands of miles right around the planet in 40 days. Radiation? Pfft, no. Are you kidding me? What? That's just fear-mongering. Anyway. That earthquake a few days back, the plume is hitting North America right now. Don't worry about it because the monitors all went down at the power plant at Daiichi. But we're worried about the pole at Doiny, according to the media, when we're worried about those buildings collapsing. We're worried about the truth. The truth is on the right. The fable is on your left. Right? Here's what the truth looks like. Here's what they told you it looks like. Inside of the buildings, they claim there's beautiful fuel pool. You have every right and responsibility to take what I'm telling you and showing you seriously. And about 40 minutes after, they found no abnormalities. Like, let's get something straight. You can't go in the building and find it. You can't get within 300 feet of it without getting a fatal dose. There's no engineers went in there and shored it up. Like, seriously, get with the program because it'll kill you. Yeah, the only thing that broke at Fukushima was the radiation monitor equipment. But the homeless say nothing's changed. They don't think there's any releases. Some of them were feeling a little sick because they had too much breakfast. We take care of our employees. We give them new cardboard boxes when they leave to live in. Forgot that one. That's true, though. TEPCO gives them new cardboard boxes when they throw them away, right? When they get a fatal dose, they get a new card. So it's pretty darn good. They never had a new cardboard box before they went in there and got a fatal dose, Dina. So, you know. The leak of radioactive water is unlikely at Fukushima. Yeah. That's probably got nothing to do with the fact that the monitors are all down. Same November 22nd. What was the date on this? Same day, November 22nd, right? 11/22. See the second paragraph, blah, 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 blah. Hard cases, man. Well, I might have shook buildings in Tokyo, but 23 miles away was pretty good. Do you think that we should be worried about these buildings instead of Doiny? Or do you think we should be worried about Doiny instead of the reactor on the right-hand side, or instead of Unit 3. You can't change that. You can't get in fixed that. You can't get in there with scaffolding and torches and everything else and go to work on that for at least 3,000 to 30,000 millenniums. Like, you can fool the people who don't know any better, but you can't fool us. Oh, poor uranium getting the... Uranium never done on nobody, Dina. Big bully always picking on uranium. No, I'm picking on uranium. These guys are. That's an interesting statement. The unloved metal. The unloved metal poised to go radioactive. Like, seriously. When the people who write these headlines, there's something mentally going on here. There's brainwashing, MK Ultra or something with this terminology. Radioactive's bad. Prices is poised to go bad. Uranium provides power. Like, this was written in 1956. This uranium provides power when its atoms are split. It's the same narrative for 70 years. Well, more than that, but last month shovels hit the ground in a naive and gullible Spain, or corrupt and maniacal Spain. Pick your Australian. The uranium prices go radioactive. You got to store your stocks for thousands of years to make a buck. This is what's going on. The price is going down. They're trying to inflate it to get you to buy stocks, but they went down for 6 years to the 11-year low. They're gone radioactive, yeah. Like I say, store them for thousands of years. Because you're an idiot if you buy them. Truly an idiot. That's fact. You gotta watch. Nuclear candidate wins the mayoral race in plant host city. Think about that one. So you got a community devastated by nuclear. You got a whole country devastated by nuclear. You got people dying from cancer, 860,000 cancers in the first year. And somebody says, oh, I know, I can get a job by being pro-nuclear. And then the whole community gets barbarized, but I got a job. And the media is like, oh, pro-nuclear mayor won. Do you think really, truly that you got some kind of soul? Because you don't. You can't. You never will. You're incapable. It's a betrayal. It's an embarrassment to your family and your friends and your children and anybody that ever come in contact with you. You're a nightmare. You're a betrayal to everything that humanity stands for. You're a parasite. Yeah, you told him, little D, didn't you? You told him, good D. Good job, D. This one got me all confused, kind of. Thunderstorm asthma kills 2. Just that on its own is like over the top. Okay. But these numbers, they received 1,870 calls of that. And Australia done nuclear testing. Amount of pollen in the air. When you hear those kind of words, yeah, and 1,870 calls to emergency. I don't think so. Something food for thought. The bottom one, list at least, the bottom paragraph, at least 30 people, including 2 children, to be intensive care from a thunderstorm. From an asthma, oh yeah, it's like that doesn't happen anywhere else. What's going on? The uranium mines they've been doing down there, the uranium dumping they've been doing down there, the experiments they've been doing down there. What's going on down there? Something is bad, is very bad, is happening in Australia. You see second video from your right on top, 218 views. You got 20,000 subscribers. Look at the top right-hand corner. 218 views. This is censorship. We've done videos showing the screen captures like this of them rolling the numbers back a few hours later. Where you get a bunch of views and you go back a few hours later and you got less. This is how much they hate me. Because they don't like little d. They're prejudiced against little d. Coal shutdown a must for Fukushima return. Look at the date. Coal shutdown a must? This is World Nuclear News. There's no name for an author. They just staff of World Nuclear News. And they show up everywhere. Fox and CNN and MSNBC and Drudge Report. And whatever they say, it's like, boom, there she goes. The Japanese government covering up the nukes at the same time are saying, we got to move people friggin' back. These are not humans that done that. These are not normal people that act and think and talk that way. Cost of nuclear build estimate as much as 100 billion for South Africa, where the average person down there can't even read or write. Like, I'm not going to bother going down the list of what they got done to that country, but it's way over the top. Their money went up. When you tell, the nuclear cartel you're not going to pony up $100 million, that by the time he builds everything, nuclear is going to be obsolete anyway. Yeah, your money, your currency should come up. Right, get rid of nuclear, kill it, drop it on his head till it's friggin' unconscious and gone. Japan probes nuclear cooling systems shut down. No, they didn't. They were distracting you from the melted reactors that shook apart and released their inventories that were left. Right? They didn't want you to see that or that. So, they said dining. Man, it's really shocking. Because this was, half the distance out from the coastline, only 23 friggin' miles. The other one was really close. This was insane close. It was 6 miles deep. The other one was 18. So it was 3 times shallower. And so the lateral shaking is vicious. We got to keep moving to get through the rest of these skits. Chernobyl Arch moved into place in historical engineering feat, which pissed me off when I seen that one. Because you got to change that every 20 or 30 years for thousands of years. But it's a historical feat. Think about it. And you got to do that historical feat every couple of decades minimum. But if you contain the noble gases in there, it'll detonate with oxygen. It doesn't need a spark. So it's vented anyway. The ongoing releases, here's the same puke machine. On the 12th of April, they talk about a level 7, and then they claim it only went to... When you consider World Nuclear News experts came out a month later when they raised the levels to a number 7, which is the highest number possible, they said the only disposition was in Iwadi. Meanwhile, Canada and North America was already polluted, and all of Japan was highly radiated. And so why would anybody want to trust that media? How can they even look themselves in the mirror after doing that? Right. How can they? How can they? And here's some of the stuff they're talking. 95% of the releases are iodine 131. 131, really. 131. Hang on. That's the problem, isn't it? Is that most people are not aware of what's actually coming out of there. All those iodines came out. All the neptunium, plutonium, and americium, and cesiums, all their daughters came out, yeah? The reactors run on uranium. Is the biggest part of the load. And everything, all these isotopes, and there's so many of these, like, there's a lot of these you got to worry about in particular. And there's a lot of I'm sorry, the California, how do you pronounce that? I'll find it. Anyway, you got to worry about all the isotopes because we're running out of time. Let's keep moving. This is shocking. In May, they told us of 2011 that the biggest percentage, 95% in fact is what they say, is iodine-131. Really? The biggest producer is actually curium. Curium actually is like plutonium. And plutonium killed every animal in every study for 70 years. And that, here they are talking about an isotope that lasts 8 days that is actually a tracer, so you know curium is there. You know uranium and plutonium, americium, neptunium, and the rest of the 12,000 isotopes are there. Why are these people allowed to get away with that? Why ain't they put on trial? Why ain't they demonized in the media? Why ain't they vilified everywhere they go? Because everybody protects them, and because they know better, and that they don't care about you. They don't care about the people protecting them, or their children, or their friends, or their families. They care about manipulating you. They get paid to do that. The World Nuclear News is an outlet for fake news. Fake news. Fake news. That's all it does. Independence. First IAEA report. Within 3 months, the IAEA's first response publicly was, we gotta move people back in there. Free homes for pregnant women. It's... Look, if this is Earth, like I think it is, like it's supposed to be, and that he's educated and knows better, then the only thing you're left with is he's a mass murderer, and he's not there to do a job to protect anybody. He's there to cover up whatever happens. Every radiation mass murder in the event, every one of them are a mass murder in the event that takes 10 or 20, 30 years to play out. It's heartbreaking that the media is captured, completely captured. And your academics, schools, your institutions. And everything you've come to believe in. Hugs for everybody. Remember, Dana loves you. Remember how hard we fought to do the coastline? Remember the sacrifices everybody made? Remember how even though I wished I was wrong? And what are we going to do? We're going to ignore it? We're going to pretend that it didn't happen? We didn't do the whole coastline? We didn't show an extinction event? We didn't show? We didn't try? We didn't scream loud enough? We put off our judgment for too long? We didn't speak out with more force? Guilty. Hugs everybody.